That Radio Chick Cheryl Lee here with you. Welcome to the Still Rocking It podcast, where we'll have music, news and interviews with some of our favourite Australian musicians and artists. Today we speak to Geoff Turner, bass man for one of Australia's best loved Australian pub rock bands, formed in 1978 in New South Wales, the Radiators. Geoff gives us the inside scoop into the band's journey, right from their humble beginnings through to their breakout single and the evolution of their unique sound, right up until they found their new guitarist amidst the COVID pandemic, and how this fresh addition has reignited the band's passion. To catch up on podcasts from other favourite artists or for more Radio Chick stuff, simply go to thatradiochick.com.au. You're with Cheryl Lee, that Radio Chick, and this morning we are chatting to Geoff Turner, the bass man for Australia's most loved pub rock band, formed in 78 in New South Wales, the Radiators. Hi, Geoff.
Hey, Shirley, how you doing?
Well, thank you. Now, let's start at the start, shall we?
Good place.
I know Brian Nichol and Stephen Fest Parker had a little band in school. How did you join up with these likely lads? And did you have any idea that 40 plus years later you'd still be radiating?
Well, no idea really. We just hoped to try and make it through to the next Saturday night, I think, when we did our first gig together. But I was with another band that was cruising around Sydney at the time, a band called Twister. We were like a long-haired, denim-clad, status quo-y type boogie rock band, you know. Yeah. And Brian and Fess were in another band called Big Swifty, and they were more sort of Pink Floyd-y, David Bowie type sort of thing, you know, with, 10-minute songs and 14 verses and no choruses. And I was doing all like 3.5-minute boogie songs and stuff like that. But we did a couple of gigs together, got to know each other. And when Twister broke up, unfortunately, I didn't have a gig. And they approached me to see if I'd want to join up with them guys. And Brian at the time was playing bass guitar, and he wanted to sort of offload that and just become like frontman type of thing. So I said, sure, but this stuff looked too tricky for me. I won't be able to play this stuff, but I don't know. I got around it. My first gig involved lots of foolscap pages full of notes and stuff like that, and, constant checking on that. But somehow I got through it, and we continued on as Big 50 for, 8 or 9 months. And then I was starting to introduce a few of my songs into it, and it was a bit of a clash, but they accepted my tunes, and at the time the new wave and the punk thing was running red hot, was just starting to hit, and we were caught up in the energy and the excitement of all that. It was like kind of cutting the hair, shorten the songs and write more snappy little numbers, and you know what I mean? We just sort of wanted to be part of the new wave, I guess, and it was a conscious decision. So we hired a little farmhouse out the back of Sydney and went on a 10-day writing camp, and wrote up most of our first album during that time, and got a haircut and
got a new job.
Yeah, that's right. We ripped all the long sleeves off our shirts and short sleeves, short hair, short songs.
Rock music historian Ian McFarlane described you guys as the archetypical hard-working pub rock band capable of delivering tightly crafted, well-executed, hard-hitting metal pop anthems backed by a playful sense of humour. And I think that might be a key, because you guys tour consistently and you've played non-stop. I think you'd have to have a sense of humour working as long and as hard together as you guys have.
Well, yeah, let me say we love that Ian McFarlane's rap. How good's that?
Yeah, right.
We'll accept that. But, you got to have a sense of humour, and we try and keep it sort of light and bright, and we never get too heavy into politics or anything like that, or what's going on. If there's big stories of the day, we try and lighten them up a little bit, or, things like that. We talk to the crowd a bit during the show, but we don't preach. We keep it all sort of light and bright and breezy, and let the songs and the music do all the work for us,
Yeah. Well, clearly the band's got a sense of humour with your probably most famous or infamous song that you wrote, Gimme Head. That's a very, very humorous song. Do you think in hindsight it's been good or bad? Is it all good, all bad, bit of both?
Bit of both, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, Cheryl. It's been a double-edged sword, as I always say. great on one side because it's at least people ask for one song, but then the bad side is people ask for one song. They judge the whole act on that and don't take us seriously and just think we're sort of, we wrote a dirty little, smutty ditty and, that's about it. But they don't realise that we've done 7 or 8 albums, recorded over 100 songs of, all sorts of styles and variations and that. And to be judged on that one song, it's held us back and probably done more harm than good. But when we play it live, it just goes over so great. And people just rush to the floor and the cameras come out and it's like, oh, here we go. If the gig hadn't been working up to that point, then it kicks off from that point.
Well, that's exactly what I thought you were going to say, because it is one of those songs that is absolutely now inbuilt to the Australian music psyche. It's part of our, history. We all grew up racing to the dance floor when it came on.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that sometimes just being known for that one song might have been a little bit frustrating, perhaps.
Well, yeah, I think it actually held us back a lot, and amongst the cooler set, the media, the Too Cool for School media, and it also probably didn't do us a lot of good in Melbourne, who poked their nose up at us a bit. Yeah, but we had some very successful shows in Melbourne during the 80s. We used to pack out more like the beer gardens, like Matthew Flinders and Village Green and things like that in the suburbs and that. But in the inner city, they, apart from Bombay Rock, they didn't want to know about us too much, with the smutty boys from Sydney get out of town.
Well, it's absolutely going to go down in Australian music history, that's for sure. So be proud of that.
Well, yes, at least make a mark somewhere along.
Exactly right.
You are listening to Still Rocking It, the podcast with Cheryl Lee.
So let's get that song out of the way right up front from the 1980 Feel the Heat album, Gimme Head.
Give me head, baby! Give me head like you did just last night! You've got me steaming at 100 degrees. Each time I see you, I grow weak in the knees. You sink me under, bring me undone with words that said. But best of all, oh Lord, you give me head, you give me head, you give me head, you give me head. You give me stretch marks down the length of my back. You give me teeth marks in the side of my neck. You whisper sweet things, give me beatings. You wreck my bed, wreck my bed. But best of all, oh Lord, you give me head, you give me head, you give me head, you give me head. So say you'll never leave me and promise me you'll stay. 'Cause now that I'm in heaven, don't slip away. Ow! I like it. You got me steaming at 100 degrees. Each time I see you, I grow weak in the knees. You whisper sweet things, give me beatings. You wreck my bed, wreck my bed. But best of all, oh Lord, you give me head, 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 you give me head. Suck.
You guys supported UK guys, the Police, on their Aussie leg of their tour. What was that like?
Oh, that was fabulous. We released our first album, Feel the Heat, on the day we did our first gig with Police in Sydney at the Horton Pavilion there, and it was just monumental, and it was such a boost and a kick-off for us to be able to go and play capital cities and with the hottest band in the world at that time, the Police. So they were fantastic guys and really, really encouraging to us. We got a few encores which is unbelievable for a support band, you know.
Yeah.
The Police, in fact, we were back in the dressing room at the Horton Pavilion after we'd done our first show in Sydney, and the crowd were going, yeah, more. We said, oh, we're not going to go out, you know. And then Sting burst through the door and says, yeah, get out there, you know, come on, they want you, get out, do it. You know, and he encouraged us, sort of pushed us out the door, so we went out and done a couple more, and I thought, how good is that? You know, the biggest band in the world at the time, and, you know, they weren't worried about it. A lot of bands would be,
Yes.
Wouldn't want to know about that. They'd be shitting themselves.
They'd get their nose out of joint, but he sounded like he was very generous.
Oh, well, definitely. As if they had to worry. They come on. You know, and they just took over the place, of course, you know. It was a fantastic band, but it taught us a lot very early on, and we've always been encouraging to our support acts as well and give them a good run of the PA and the lights. And if there's an encore to be had and they've worked hard enough for it, by all means, it adds to the night. You know, go for it, boys. You know, you've earned it, you know. And it taught us early on to be generous as well.
Very good. Just as an aside, early next year I'm off to the UK and I'm popping in to see Sting and Trudy.
Oh, wow.
So I'll say hi from you, shall I?
You can, and tell them about the Radiators. And we played cricket at the airport once, you know. We had to pull out the bat and ball. We were playing cricket on the tarmac at Sydney Airport, you know, and we had an old DC-8 or DC-3. There was a fuel strike at the time, and the flights were cancelled. We hired this old, Second World War Dakota and flew down in that, down to Canberra, and it was like a private little mini airport, you know, so we were allowed to get out of the tarmac when we played cricket, and how good was that, you know?
I'm just writing that down. Cricket at the Sydney Airport and the Dakota, right.
Yeah, Dakota, I think it's DC-3, is it? DC-3. Propeller job, you know.
Yeah.
Propeller, yeah. It was just us, the Police, and one air hostess in there, and we flew down, and Sting wasn't well at the time. He had a bit of a flu or something, and he was coughing, and, you know, and I was like, how's he going to do it, you know? And before he went on in Canberra, he had his head above the steaming water, like where you make the cup of teas and stuff, and he was a towel over his head, breathing in all the steam and that, and he just went out and killed it. And it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen at Canberra, like open air. Just brilliant, you know. 3 guys, it sounded like 30 guys. It was just incredible. You know? Yeah,
that's professionalism. But hey, who won the UK versus Australia cricket match?
Sting had he wasn't a bad bowler, actually. He could throw him down. But it was just like a lightweight chuck around, you know, till in time until we flew off. But we'll never forget that. And it was also the first time we'd ever seen a Sony Walkman. They'd just completed a tour of Japan, and they had all these little boxes next to them, and they were showing in cassettes, and they had their headphones on. Like, what's going on here? You know, like, how good is this? So they were the first Walkmans I'd ever seen. It was pretty amazing technology back then.
Still Rocking It podcast with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee. All right. Let's have a Sting song then. Every Breath You Take from the Police, from the very best of Sting and the Police. Back to speak some more with Geoff Turner, bassman of the Radiators, straight after this.
Step you take, I'll be watching you.
At some stage you were averaging at least 200 gigs a year, and you have been quoted, Geoff, as saying your fingers and your throat start hurting, it's a bit of a grind, it seems never ending, but there's nothing else you'd rather do than play rock and roll. You can't imagine life without the Rads. Did you ever have a plan B if music hadn't have worked out for you? What was plan B?
No plan B. Ever since I was in high school, I imagined being in a band. I thought that's the way to go, very cool. Good way to pick up chicks, It's like, grow your hair and seek fame and fortune and all that sort of thing. It beats working type of thing. But no, just influenced by the Beatles and all that whole scene, that was just, caught up in all of that, even the Monkeys and all that. So it's got to be in a band. This is the way to go, And so me and a few mates, we formed a band. Then we just realised that we didn't know how to play anything. We couldn't play any instruments. So we had to rush out and get some lessons. I started taking a couple of guitar lessons, and we had no instruments. We couldn't play, but we were in a band. That was something, so...
I love that. Like cart before horse or horse before cart. Doesn't matter. It worked out in the end.
Yeah, that's right. And on the Gold Coast in Queensland is where I started out, and made my way down to the big smoke down to Sydney and formed a twist of the band. It was eventually signed by RCA. We put out a couple of singles that didn't do much, but then sort of broke up, or discouraged. But then ran into the boys from Big Swifty, become the Radiators, and we're still going now.
History, yeah.
Yeah, it's something to do on the weekends. But we did do a lot of shows. I think something like 300 shows in the first year. I think 550 something in the first 2 years of the band we did, and then we're probably averaging at least 120, 150 every year after that for many, many, many years. I tried to calculate it up recently because I kept notes religiously up to gig number 3,000. Then I got bored with the book finished, so I stopped writing it. But I think we've done at least over 5,250 or something like that shows, and counting. So,
And still going strong.
Yeah, we probably do maybe about 80 a year now, 7 or 8 a month maybe,
That's still pretty good going.
Yeah. It's just not the venues these days that it used to be. Once upon a time you could play every night of the week, Mondays, Tuesdays, playing in a suburb gig, 1,300 people on a Tuesday night, it's just outrageous, Monday night, 1,250 people, and all the bands are doing, like Angels and the Midnight Oil, we're all trying to break each other's records, so it was a constant, we got 1,320 at Bankstown RSL, and Angels only got 1,275, so things like that. Management was always trying to outdo each other back then, and it was just incredible times. But now, if you get 2 gigs in a row, now you call it a bloody tour.
You are listening to Still Rocking It, the podcast with Cheryl Lee.
The Radiators signed with WEA Records in 1979 and issued their debut single, Coming Home, in the September. Let's have a listen now, and we'll be back to speak some more with Geoff, the bass man, after this.
Unlock the door and light the fire. My head is filled with sweet desire. Slip into something comfortable. Now you don't have to fly solo, don't have to eat or sleep alone. I'm making my way home to you. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay, I'll be coming home to see you today. Just telephoned, I heard you say this boy of yours is A-okay. No need for tears, I'm on my way. Too many weeks I've had to hide my face as I tore up inside. No need to fear, I'm home to stay. Don't worry, it's alright, I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay, I'll be coming home to see you today. I'll be coming home to you. I'm coming home, babe. coming home to see you today. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll be coming home to see you today. Don't worry, it's alright. I'll be coming home to see you tonight. Don't worry, it's okay. I'll be coming home to see you, coming home to see you. I'll go on, babe.
The tour. You've got 7 dates in November and I think 8 dates already in December. You're going everywhere, man, but you're not coming to Adelaide. Where's our Adelaide date?
Oh, we were hoping to be back at, when did we do Adelaide? Very start of the year. We come down for one gig only at Baraka, Bridgeway.
Oh, yes. Went
really, really well. We thought, oh, well, we'll be booked back here for sure, but I don't know, did we step on someone's toes? They didn't rebook us. but it went over really, really well. But what we need to do is put a couple there, you know, like come for a weekend, at least do 2 or 3. And we're always looking to go wherever we're invited. We have to be invited. We can't just sort of lob into town and go, give us a gig, you know. So, you know, but we're very, very keen to get back to Adelaide. It was surprisingly a good night. We were absolutely wrapped with the response. We got the reception and it just went over so well.
Oh, I had many friends there. Can't remember why I couldn't make it out there because that was my old stomping ground as a teenager. I used to go there before I was allowed to go there. You know, it's a great Adelaide venue. So your band's been described as boogie rock and someone said, nobody said it was by the 90s it was outmoded, but James Cockington said part of your appeal is that you refuse to change your style. So like a 78 gig, like a gig in 1978 and a gig 20 years later in 1998, strangely very similar. What about now, 20 years on again? Are we going to see the same Radiators that we know and love? Although, is it changed a little bit with your new band member?
Well, the music hasn't changed other than we had to readapt it in the early 90s because we lost our keyboard player. And in the 80s we had a lot of keyboards, so we had to sort of re-stylise them a bit, but keep the basics of the song, of course, and just play a little bit more, a little fill here on the drum, a little bit more run on the bass. But we keep them true to the records, and we haven't had any complaints. People love it, and you get the odd person go, I miss the keyboards, but not many. So we're very gratified with that. We put out a whole range of stuff during the 90s as well, though, with just the 4-piece band and very heavy, you know, heavier sort of music. And it sort of went okay, but it's not really what people wanted to hear. They wanted to hear it a bit lighter, you know, just a phase we're going through. But we're somewhere in between. We're doing heavier versions of our older stuff, but our new guitarist has got a nice light touch. He's got a very gutsy sort of crunchy sound, but he's got these lovely stereo Vox amps, you know, and they just sound fantastic, and it gives us a lighter without being dirty sort of sound, you know. It's still very punchy and crunchy, and, you know, a crazy drummer, Mark Lucas on the drums, he's all over. Brian is just as manic as ever. I don't know how he does it. Like, he's like a praying mantis or something. He stalks the stage, and he's the hardest working guy I've ever known. Like, he's so impressive as a front man, and he puts kids half his age or a third of his age to shame, really. He's just the ultimate professional, and I think people will be impressed, and we hope so. Now we really try hard to deliver every night, live by the adage, you know, you're only as good as your last show, and it's corny, but that's our mantra.
Yeah, nostalgia is a big thing, and we do love that we can go and we can hear the songs that we grew up with, the songs that we love, and still see them being played live. As a punter, we just love that.
Yeah, well, we get a lot of feedback through our Facebook page and that, and glowing reports all the time, and people love us. That's just really, really gratifying, and we get so much encouragement from our loyal supporters. You know, it's just incredible. That's what keeps us going, I guess. Yeah. If we kept reading, these guys are shit, you know, they're going off. You know what I mean? You'd have to take it on board and go, oh, okay. But we seem to be kicking goals all the time, and when we come back to the place we haven't played for a long time, they go, oh, just as good, or they're better than ever, better than... Yeah, and we go, oh, that's the go. You know what I mean? So we'll just keep going until they start booing us off stage, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
Keep on keeping on. So if people wanted to find out where you are next, Facebook page and your website, which is?
www.theradiators.com. Yeah,
pretty easy.
Yes, that's right, and Facebook, The Radiators, I guess, and we've got another page, Fans on Facebook, and our fans send in lots of their own photos and lots of their stories and memorabilia and shots of the old gigs and, old T-shirts, and they talk to each other and egg each other on to come to different shows, and it's great networking. We just love it,
You've got your little Facebook community. That's awesome.
Correct.
Still Rocking It podcast with that radio chick, Cheryl Lee. I couldn't find a legal version of the Radiators' Live It Up. So here are the Mentals with their hit Live It Up, and we look forward to seeing Martin Cilia next time you see the Radiators live. Back to see what Geoff Turner, bass guitarist from the Radiators, likes to listen to on his day off, and say see you down the front.
How can you see looking through those tears? Don't you know you're worth your weight in gold? I can't believe that you're alone in here. Let me warm your hands against the cold. A close encounter with a hard-hearted man who never gave half of what he got has made you wish that you'd never been born. That's a shame, 'cause you got a lot. Hey, yeah, you with a sad face, come up to my place and live it up. You beside the dance floor, what do you cry for? Let's live it up. If you smile, the walls will fall down on all the people in this pickup joint. But if you laugh, you level this town. Hey, lonely girl, that's just the point. Hey, there, you with a sad face, come up to my place and live it up. You beside the dance floor, what do you cry for? Let's live it up. Just answer me the question why. You stand alone by the phone in the corner. You cry, hey baby. How can you see looking through those tears? Don't you know you're worth your weight in gold? I can't believe that you're alone in here. Let me warm your hands against the cold. If you smile, the walls fall down on all the people in this pickup joint. But if you laughed, you level this town. Hey, lonely girl, that's just the point. Hey, yeah, you with a sad face, come up to my place and live it up. You beside the dance floor, what do you cry for? Let's live it up. Let's live it up. Live it up. Live it up. Hey, yeah, you with a sad face, come up to my place. Come up to my place, baby. Hey, yeah, you with a sad face, come up to my place and live it up. You beside the dance floor.
I'm going to ask you, what do you like to listen to? If you're alone in your car and you can listen to whatever you want, what do you like to listen to?
Oh, well, probably old stuff, of course, My favourite album possibly in the world is an old one by Free with an album called Highway. I think it was Free's fourth album. Whenever I just can't think of anything to listen to, I put that on. And, Paul Rodgers, I listen to the old Beatles one, of course, Revolver. I love that. I like a lot of stuff. I even like a bit of doof doof. My kids got me into that. I got caught up in all that, and it's just I can understand it. You know what I mean? I couldn't understand it first, and then I said, "Yeah, okay, now I can. I get it. It's just another form of art. Music is art, and not everyone likes the same pictures and photos and paintings, and electronic music, EDM, what do you call it? Electronic dance music is another form of art, and I've learned to appreciate it. It's clever in its own way, and it serves its purpose, and the whole generation of kids who wouldn't know one rad song at all into this, and you can't knock them for that. They got their own thing. We had our own thing when we grew up. I try and listen to everything and see just what all the fuss is about, and a lot of the time I guess I'm just too old and jaded to appreciate it. I don't like that, much, but there's some odd gems that keep coming because that's the way music is, but I'm always looking out for something that's going to strike my interest in that and try and keep abreast of what's happening, but I can't say I dive deeply into the new stuff. I find it a little bit passé and a bit too lightweight, so I tend to go back to what you know, which is what you do.
Yeah, I think that's human nature.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your 2013 Best Rock Band and Performance of the Year, and in 2015 the Radiators Rock Act of the Year. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's not that long ago. And I'm looking forward to seeing Martin next time we get to see you live. Martin from Mental as Anything, and you do a bit of a rad version of Give It Up.
That's right. Yeah, but because Greedy Smith passed, that Martin without a gig, we ended up without a guitarist after the COVID thing, a bit of a blow up there. And he was looking for a band, and we were looking for a guitarist, and our worlds collided. And it's been a match made in heaven. He's added a lot to our sound, a professional touch. He's a brilliant player, and he slotted right in, and he's given us a boost when we needed it, and like a bit of a jolt. We're just enjoying it more than ever. And so it's been very gratifying, and he's a great player and a great guy.
I think that's the key. You're enjoying it as much as ever, and I think that's what comes through to the punters. You guys clearly love what you're doing and passionate. That comes across to the audience.
Well, yeah, I thought you can't pretend, you know what I mean? People see through you. They see through you when you're just going through the motions. You soon get found out, You've got to be real. You've got to be real, yeah.
Thank you so much for being so generous and spending some time with us this morning. And as I say, I'll see you down the front next time you're in Adelaide.
Please make yourself known. Come back and rip into our rider. You're welcome to have a few free drinks at the backstage.
Oh, thanks, Geoff.
No worries, Cheryl Lee, and it's been lovely talking to you. Thanks for your interest and thanks for your time.
All the best.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Ta-da, Geoff.
You are listening to Still Rocking It, the podcast with Cheryl Lee.
We're going to go out with one of the favourites that Geoff Turner turns to, an oldie but a goodie by Free, All Right Now.
There she stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. I said, hey, now, what is this? Now, baby, maybe she's in need of a kiss. I said, hey, what's your name, baby? Maybe we can see things the same. Now, don't you wait, oh, hesitate. Let's move before they raise the parking rate. All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right now. Let me tell you now. I took her home to my place, watching every move on her face. She said, look, what's your game, baby? Are you trying to put me in shame? I said, slow, don't go so fast. Don't you think that love can last? She said, love, Lord above. Now you're trying to trick me in love. All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right. She said, look, what's your game? Are you trying to put me in shame? Baby, I said, slow, don't go so fast. Don't you think that love can last? She said, love above. Now it's trying to trick me in love. All right now, baby, it's all right now, yeah. All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right.
You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.